Germany has issued a European arrest warrant against a Ukrainian diving instructor who allegedly was part of a team that blew up the Nord Stream gas pipelines. I find it really interesting as well that out of all the European countries, Germany, who is so infatuated with Ukraine, is the one issuing this arrest warrant. I guess that's besides the point, but it's very interesting to me nonetheless. German investigators believe that the man, last known to have lived in Poland, was one of the divers who planted explosive devices on pipelines running from Russia to Germany under the Baltic Sea in September 2022. The German Prosecutor General's office declined to comment on the report, which said that Germany had asked Poland in June, so not even in August, but in June, to arrest the man. This is actually from The Guardian, but I was reading the summarization of it. From Mario Naufal, apparently. Ukraine behind Nord Stream pipeline sabotage, report claims. This is from Euronews, and I think it's an interesting read. A report by the US outlet Wall Street Journal claims that Kiev concocted the plan to blow up the pipeline bringing Russian gas to Germany in May 2022, citing 4 anonymous Ukrainian military sources. A small Ukrainian crew disguised as a pleasure boat cruise was behind the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. The operation was concocted during a drunken night in May 2022 as Ukrainian military officers celebrated halting Russia's full-scale invasion of the country and were looking to deal another blow to Moscow, the newspaper said, citing 4 anonymous sources familiar with the plan. So this isn't really a surprise to anyone, but if you want some propaganda, this is the way to do it. And of course, they would blame Russia for this, which is really interesting because why would Russia, out of all the countries in Europe, be the one destroying their own investments and pipelines? It was a steady money flow for Russia. It invested billions of dollars into this, and yet they would be the ones to actually destroy the pipeline. It makes zero sense. This was probably either a NATO plan or is simply a plan concocted by Ukrainian officials or military officers, apparently. Nord Stream is a network of pipelines running under the Baltic Sea from Russia to Germany to provide Western Europe with natural gas, meaning it provided billions to the Kremlin's coffers. If they actually wanted to not buy any gas anymore, they would, but they did. And that's why the Ukrainians simply just blew it up. Russia wouldn't turn it off because Germany was still paying for it. Probably, at least. I believe they did. The scheme reportedly cost around $300,000, or roughly 273,000 euros, and involved a six-member crew on a small rented yacht. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky initially approved it before the US intelligence agency CIA caught wind and asked him to stop. So even the CIA knew about this, or simply the US. The Ukrainian president ordered a halt, but his commander-in-chief, Valery Salu, I cannot pronounce it, sorry, went ahead with the operation anyway. So he can't actually order anything. These people just do it anyway. Interesting. The outlet said it had spoken to 4 senior Ukrainian defense and security officials who either participated in or had direct knowledge of the plot, and that all of them considered the pipelines as a legitimate target and as it defended itself against Russia. Euronews could not independently verify the claims made by these sources. I believe it all to be true, honestly. If you think that Russia would actually destroy their own pipelines, you are severely wrong. It is either Ukrainians or simply NATO forces that have done this. So I wanted to bring you to this other article from Politico. I believe it actually just talks about which sources. Yeah, here. Denmark and Sweden also opened probes into the explosions, but those investigations were suspended without naming a suspect. I believe that the reason why it's suspended is because either Zelensky told them that this happened and it would be better to just shut up about it, or simply they were asked by the NATO forces to just not publish any of the evidence because the evidence would be damning and it wouldn't actually be a good thing for the cause, right? So they would just want to shut it all up. German authorities transmitted the arrest warrant for Surolev to Poland in June after they were able to identify him thanks to photos and statements from witnesses, the site reported. So basically, people already knew about this. And 2 years later, we finally get our answers. It is very highly likely that Ukrainians are the ones that actually are guilty of this. I believe it also mentioned the list of countries who actually are, yeah, right here, responsible for it. Russia, Ukraine, the United States, or the United Kingdom, or the prime suspects. If you think Russia was the one doing it, you are simply wrong. A stupid argument. I really want to hear one, though. It would be interesting to know. Ukraine, the United States, or the United Kingdom. Basically, Ukraine, the United States, or the United Kingdom are allies. They probably already knew about this before the CIA caught wind of it. Or at least they telegraphed it and asked, how about we do this? I honestly don't know. I am just speculating, right? But I believe Ukraine are the ones doing this, obviously, I guess. But these countries didn't really put up any arguments as to just why not to do that. They just didn't want to do it right then and there. But they knew about it, probably. And they would still blame Russia for it, which is a complete lie. I think I'll just leave it there. I think I've talked about this long enough, and I believe the subject has been talked about thoroughly. So, yeah. Leave a like, subscribe, share this. It definitely helps. And I'll see you in the next video coming up later today. See ya.